everybody can learn at a time. So that is to be bifurcated into a very poor, I mean very low level to a higher level. So black belt is a very low where basics would be taught to you. Brown belt would be a still further higher level. Green belt would be further higher level, right? So when you go through right downwards, green to white, yellow, the magnitude of, I mean the higherness, right, toughness of Six Sigma would be increasing. And Six Sigma Master Black Belt, this is a recent one, which includes all principles of Six Sigma, and mostly manufacturing company are using this, right? And because of that, they are getting a most right revenue generations, right? Most of profit, right? So now, why I'm saying this belt? Because this belt certification is a course, right? Course. Say if you want to black belt certification course, brown belt certification course. So mostly the manager of manufacturing company, they have to take a course of this. And if you know Six Sigma very well, you will be betterly absorbed or recruited in any company. Mostly in pharma, we require manufacturing, we require concepts of formulations and analysis, right? So next, so even government is also improving and also promoting for Six Sigma, and because of that, the Six Sigma different courses are promoted by government. MSME, you know, this is a one industrial corporations of Gujarat government or India. They are giving master black belt Six Sigma. The fees will be 35,000. See, for 10 days, 35,000 plus GST. That was the rate of 18. So now it will be 50,000. Clear? So Six Sigma courses are going on, which is sponsored by even, I mean sorry, program organized by government. But you have to pay. Most of companies, they are paying and they are taking the courses. Next. Now that was Six Sigma. What Six Sigma is, how Six Sigma is important, what is the basic statistics which is in the back of Six Sigma, what is standard deviations, what is Six Sigma, if we have a Six Sigma, what is defect, what is DPMO, if we are following Six Sigma, then 3.4 parts which are defective in 1 million parts. Clear? So that was the basics. Now we are moving to a manufacturing side. Next. So whenever we incorporate or we employ the Six Sigma concept, then we have to follow 5 steps. Say for example, I am the owner of a company. Then if I want to impose this Six Sigma concept, I have to go through these 5 concepts. That is called DMAIC. DMAIC. D stands for define. M stands for measure, analyze, improving, and control. So when we have a problem, because every company is having a problem, starting from minor to major. Not only company, any organizations having a problem. The problem would be started by definitions, D stage, and would be ended with the control, the solutions. Problem was started with D, and it would be ended with the good solutions at C. Clear? So it is a journey from D to C, where we have to stand for M, A, and I. DMAIC, right? Next. So we discuss each and every steps. D, M, what D is, what M is, what A is, what I is, and what C is. Now D stands for define. Define phase means you have to define what is your problem. What is the problem of your company, right? So you should be very clear. You should be at managerial or somewhat, I mean the part of management or any team leader, where you can have, because workers, they are not bothered about any profit or loss, right? But leaders always will be worried about profit. So you have to define, so what, so your leader team would gather, right, and would be huddle meetings and would identify what is the problem, right? So first we have to identify the problem. We have to provide the statement for problem. So here the basic objective of this step, define step, is to define the problem thoroughly and specifically, right? I can't say I having a loss, I have a loss, I have a loss. No, you can't say like the which loss, from how many days, from how many months, right? Because of loss, what would be revenue, debt, etc. Because of what reason, right? So what we have to include when we are defining a problem, this is totally on paper planning. We have to gather, right, discuss. See, you just digest, you understand the concept, because we would apply in your point of view, I mean in your point of view also. Clear? So first, when you define the problem, you should give the answer of this question: what is the problem? See, what is the problem first. Then how much financial loss? If you are dealing with any company, then what would be the financial loss of past three months, 3 years? Since how many days you face the problem, right? You have to specify the past journey, past history of this. What are the customer reviews? Along with that, you have to also be associated with the customer. What are the customer reviews? What is customer requirements, right? The next will be, what are the benefits if problem is solved? These are the problems. I know this is the problem, and this is, it is a up to right, cutting edge competitions, right, where it will be level of water level, right, would be reached to a nose, right? And this is the severity of problem. So you should know what would be the severity of problem, how you can solve it. Map the process. Map the process means whatever process you are having, first you keep on single page. You take a page, I mean simply what I mean to say, simple, in simple practice, simple exercise, you can take a page and you map the process, draw the flow sheet of process. This is a very raw practice. Nowadays softwares are also there, right? You can go for e-media and you take the softwares and you make the map of process. So first your duty is to make a process on paper. This is on paper planning. Then develop a project plan. Then this is your, what can be the project. If you are thinking of next project, then what you can change and what you can plan for next project. Clear? So these are the definitions. I mean, this is the criteria. These are the questions which we should be answerable before moving to I mean define any problem. Next is, so this is an example of good problem definitions, right? Good problem definitions. First problem, measured over the last 6 months, year on year, the defective rate of products. Say for example, TV sets from the factory has increased by 50%, resulting in a loss of $10,000 for 6 months cumulative. See, it is nicely defined. Measured over last 6 months, every 6 months they are measuring, year on year, starting right, defective rates of this, right, factory, that is increase 50%, defective fees are increasing 50%, resulting loss of $10,000 for 6 months cumulative. Clear? See, next is, in last 3 months, because of COVID era, right, in last 6 months, vitamin C tablets gets rejected in SA for 10% variation, resulting in loss of 15 lakhs, right? Because if you have now entrepreneurs and you are launching your product into, because of COVID era, you are launching product vitamin C, but it is not passing the SA limit. So because of you have taken the raw material, everything prepared, 15 lakhs, because you know there are people now taking 15 lakhs liters of sanitizers, right? Now people are not using sanitizers. So similarly here, vitamin C, they are having a loss of 15 lakhs. Clear? So this is a good problem definitions which we have defined each and every in quantitative terms, not simply qualitative. In broad way, it's been very narrow, very specific. Next. Here we are dealing with defined phase, right? D stands for defined phase. So what? The process is made up of many steps, right? So you have to identify, right? There are many steps for process to occur, and out of those steps, some steps are very critical. Some steps are very critical. Say for example, if you want to start a new business, pharmaceutical plant, then first and foremost thing is what? First and foremost thing is what? You require land ownership. This is a critical step. Then The next step would be minor critical, but so you have to identify those steps which are critical, right, in your plan, because some of them you need to focus on like a hawk, right? Baj najar kehvaye ne, like that. So these critical path. So that steps that is to be identified. You then you highlight those critical steps. Next. Next. So out of this critical steps. Sorry, previous one. Okay. In critical path. So this is what this is a method for defining critical path. So critical path is determined by identifying the longest stretch of dependent activities and measuring the time required to complete from start to finish. That means, see here, say for example, you want to go for some distillation assembly or distillation project. So first, what you have to design a tank project. તમારે tank કેવી હોવી જોઈએ, right? Which type of tank should be there? Then you select tank supplier in above side tank supplier, but along with that you have to also construct tank foundation. So you are not supposed to waste your time. At a time may simultaneously measure of activity which are not dependent, because that should be going on. So here you are supposed to save your time, and you are getting most benefits in shortest time, right? So dependent activity, say for example foundation, to make a foundations, right? Pillar, we have to make a pillar, I mean foundation for making a tank. This is, before purchasing tank I have to go for foundations. So it should be ready, but you can't say I have to purchase, then when I purchase inventory part is over, now I'm going for building a foundation. This is not the right way, right? So you have to examine the entire path. Out of that you select the shortest path, which is called as critical path. Clear? So critical path is for shortest path for getting a higher recovery, higher revenue, higher effect. Okay, next. So that was regarding D. I am talking about DMAIC. DMAIC, different steps. D, define. Now you know you have defined your problem. What is my problem? Because this is this much of in my company. This vitamin C assay is not falling according to a standard limit. So this is rejected, and I have loss of 15 lakhs. This is my problem. Now, okay, right? This is your problem, but this is what? This is a financial problem, right? But now you go, what is your actual problem, right? What is your actual problem, right? So this is brought to narrow down. Now we are going for finding the actual problem. So major phase, M, major phase is what? Collection of data of your routine practice. Right? Like the routine experiment, the routine methodology which you are supposed to adopt in your production or manufacturing company, then you keep it as such and you collect the data, right? You collect the data. Here, the process of finding the actual problem. What is the actual problem? Develop a data collection, sampling plan. Say for example, I am preparing tablets. So how to sample? Where to sample? Right? I have 5 different companies in different regions of India. So from where I have to collect the samples. Then from that data collection plan would be there. Then out of that I would check the variations because of system and because of process. System is what? System is what we say is a totally depends on documentations and then personals and etc. While process depends on machineries and etc. Right? So we have to check variations from both personal point of view as well as machine point of view, and we have to validate the measurement. Whatever measurement we have collected, right? Say for example, hardness, friability, DT, time of this my current vitamin C tablet assay is there. Then I have to validate the measurement. I have to take three readings, 4 readings, 6 readings, right? And I have to validate the measurements. Next. Next, please. Say for example, I have the company which is manufacturing bolt. bolt are manufactured, and bolt are very key critical part in always all machines, where length and diameter would be very specific. Otherwise, it will cause the problem. Starting there was a major issue. Plane crash was there in history, right? Because of simple change in diameter. Clear. So here length and diameter of that is to be keep in mind. This is our quality. Next. So here we are manufacturing our bolt, right? And we have measured the bolt and so we have measured the length and diameter of right, sampling few of bolts. So we have to how to measure? We have to keep some sampling technique, then central tendency. We have to take mean, median, mode, then coefficient of variations, then standard deviations. Then I have to plot a normal distribution curve, and from that I have to find out Z score, right? So that is my activity which is to be included in measurements phase, M phase, because I have to go for improvement, right? So here I have to measure. Next. So see, now this is the most core zinc slide of our presentation, right? I'm discussing sigma score. We have to measure the sigma score, right? What is sigma score? That we'll see in next slide. But sigma score, the definition, I mean the formula is SL minus X bar upon sigma. What is SL is specification limit. Specification limit. You remember, X bar is mean, average. Sigma is standard deviation. Next. Okay, now bolt which I have prepared, and the bolt which I have collected the samples from the 1 lakhs of bolt, different regions of my manufacturing sites in India, and from that, right? What is my desire? What is my desired thing? I want my bolt should be 45 plus minus 12 mm, right? This is my standard limit. But when I have selected my bolt, then I have found that my bolt are having a mean is 44.77. 44.77. The average is this. And SD is 2.61 mm, right? 2.61 mm. Practical. This is my practical value of my bolt. That is X bar is mean is 44.77 mm length, and SD is 2.61 m. Now we will apply Six Sigma here. If your company is manufacturing bolt, and how you can confirm that your bolt are not defective if you apply Six Sigma? So what is to be done? What is the expected long-term defect rate, right? How can you define? So next, how can you measure? Next. Uh, so we know, according to my data, I have plotted a normal distribution curve. We know very well, right? And according to normal distribution curve, my data 44.77 is my mean value. So the dotted line is my mean value. But what is my desired value? My desired is 45. My desired value is 45. But not only 45, I can go beyond 12, 45. That is 45 plus yes, 45 so 30 to 57. This is my desired range. This is my desired range. But it's totally theoretical. Now when I practically observe, then what I'm getting, my mean value is 4.7. SD is 2.61. So
You are not audible.
Sorry, I think because of one right
I'm
muting.
not.
I think last
You
part
are
was
not
not covered.
audible in flashlight.
I
Yes.
think according to our formula, I repeat, SL is specification limit. Specification limit SL is what? It is the limit which is very near to mean. So in our case, bolt manufacturing, right? See, you seriously attend this presentation because it is very useful. I have prepared, right, very lucidly, very
Sir,
simple language, because you can't find such type of simple form of Six Sigma in anywhere, right? Because Six Sigma is the ocean. You can't find such types of, right, pearl. So this is serious talk, right? So be seriously attend this part. So here
sir,
SL is what? Simplified form. Sorry, this specification limit which is near to a mean value. So according to next is next slide, please. So
सर आप
see,
2 मिनट रुके
yes, ma'am.
Is it the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay.
So when next slide, ma'am.
Ha.
So when we put this data into Z score, right? Z score means what? Six Sigma score. So it goes to 4.5. So if so, now your Six Sigma score is 4.5. So according to Six Sigma 4 point the table, the Six Sigma 4.5, then defective pieces DPMO is 1,350, right? So we know we want 3.4. So this is the problem. So there is an error. Our process is erroneous, right? There is something in our process. We have to change our process. Clear? So this is the measurement. Now you know where you are standing, where your current process is. Out of 1,000,000, 1,350 the parts are defective, which is not allowable in any case, because we want our target is very high. I mean, we want defect piece only 3.4, right? So what can be done next? So next you have to analyze, right? Now, okay, oh, there are so many problems in our company, right? So what you can do? Now you have to find out what would be the real root cause of this problem, right? So everybody, which are leaders, the managerial team would stand, uh, would sit together and would find out the real cause, root cause. What is the real root cause? Why this happened? Where is the problem? Where is the actual problem, right? What is the root cause of this problem? So we have to analyze the activities. How can you analyze? See, for that we have to establish causal relationship using data. Whatever data you have collected, now you relate the data with other data, right? Analysis of process map. You just analyze the entire process map. Out of process map, you identify where is the loophole. Determine the root cause using data, and according to some test, you can determine the root cause. For that, which tools can be used? The different statistical tools can be used. That is cause and effect diagram. We call it fishbone diagram, histogram, Pareto chart, then scatter graph, correlations, and regression. Right. So these all are analytical tools which we have. I think so far we have discussed. We have covered in our basic semesters of BPharm. Right. So next. So this is a fishbone diagram or cause and effect diagram. Problem would be one-sided, and you just relate each and every parts, your machines, environment. Where should be the cause? Problem from person, from environment, from material, methods, measurements. Where would be the chances of? So you go for brainstorming. Out of that you find out the key parts which would be the main root cause of actual problem. Clear? So that was analyze phase. DMA. We have reached M. Sorry, D. We have crossed D, then M, then A. Now we are moving to I. Next. I is improvement phase or improve phase. You know this is your problem. You have defined your problem, you have find out the actual problem, and also you have find out the main root cause of your actual problem. Now what is to be done? Just sit aside? No, you are pessimistic, right? Or what you can do, what can you say is like, if you're very ambitious, right, and you want always positive, have positive thinking, then you just define a improvement plan, right? How, so what is the objective of improve phase is how can we or I can improve the situation. This is the situations which is beyond limit, right? How can I improve this situation? So the improvement phase focuses on developing ideas, new ideas, on how to remove the sources of variations or how to remove the defects in the current process. So I will go for innovative ideas and we'll see next. So in improvement phase, what you can see, the activities would be you develop solution alternatives. You go for some alternatives. You change vendor, you change the raw material, you change a person, you change software, right? You just use some alternatives. Then you assess the risk and benefits of solution alternatives. Now I have changed my vendor from X to Y. How, whether I'm getting the quality raw material? So you have to go for some risk and the solutions, whatever alternatives you have imposed. Then you validate the solution. Now you, okay, I'm getting solutions, then you have to validate for 3-4 batches, and from that I have to go for some pilot trials, right? A small still version, still further trial. Then I have to implement the solution. I have to go for some, I have to impose that solution, and I have to determine the solution effectiveness using data. Again I will collect the data, and I have to check whether my data is would be a solution, whether this strategy is real solutions or still a problem. If it's still problem, I have to change this strategy and going for other. For that, which tools you can use? That is quality of, for improve phase, you use design of experiment. Then you go for brainstorming of results of design of experiments. Then you find out FME, failure mode effect analysis. Then go for risk analysis, right? Correlations analysis and aggregation, etc., etc. So out of this, you know what would be the improvement in your current process using a new idea. Clear? Next. Now we are reaching to control, last phase of Six Sigma, control. What is control? Here you ensure that our implemented solutions remains solutions for longer time. That means whatever solution strategy which we have imposed on our productions or manufacturing, this is a real solution. And because of that, imposing the real solutions, I am getting a defective pieces only 3.4 per 1 million, right? So I am what, in other words, I am getting qualitative, our product with have a highest quality, product having highest quality, and because of so on, in business customer satisfaction would be there, right? You get a more business growth would be there. So here in control phase means what? Problematic solutions situations now is under control. Now is under control. This is the main aim of control phase, right? So we have discussed DMAIC. Next. Now for control phase, what you can do? So control activities, right? Determine the needed controls. You measure, you design, you sample every time. You implement and validate controls. You put some controls, right? Like immediate sensors are there. Then realize benefits of implementing solutions. Okay, how better things you are getting when you have imposed these solutions. Now close, once you are getting right the entire thing right up to mark, then you close this and you maintain this line for different batches, 1 lakh, 1 crore, 10 crore batches. You just blindly follow this process, right? Because you have optimized the process up to a standard level. Now for quality control, what you can do is, mostly for quality control, you go for charts. That is called control charts, right? Control charts we have to plot, right? Next. So we are discussing what control chart is. You know, there would be a lower limit and upper limit always, because beyond that you can't go. So that is the target value. So always your result would be in the line of target value. Then you can say my manufacturing line is under control, right? Here only one point which is out of UCL, right? This is not a control. I mean, right? So what next? This is ideal one. This is ideal one when there will be fluctuation. See, to get a plateau, to get a baseline, it is not theoretical process because manufacturing is associated with man and machines and material. 3 M's are there. So here in manufacture, because involvement of 3 M's, there would be definitely errors, but we are trying our best to minimize the errors so that whatever error that would be within the line of, right? So no more fluctuations. If would be a fluctuations, then what we say in upper image, outliers, right? The defects would be out of standard. That is outliers. We have to reject this. The trend, see, 1 month would be a continue, but after 1 month the product quality is declining, right? So this is trend tailing, writing tailing trend, which we have to close, we have to omit. See, major shift starting from this to downward shift, this is again omitted. So ideal, this would be continue in our project. Next. So we know DMAIC, right? You keep in mind what DMAIC, right? You impose in your mind DMAIC. Next. So if anybody, right? Say for example, okay, Six Sigma, right? When person was in confusion, when team was in confusion, then he has applied Six Sigma, right? Now they are very happy because products is under control. I'm getting right revenues, right? Because of business growth. Now who cares, right? Who cares? This is who cares approach. Then again you will be in trouble, right? So what, it is continuous process, right? You can't leave it. Clear? Okay. Next is, now that was manufacturing side, right? What we have discussed, Six Sigma. You know the basic concepts is what you improve. The basic concept is to improve the quality of product, right? You can the apply this DMA concept in your in life for your personal benefit, for increase your personal quality, right? So here we will measure in manufacturing. We have measured the terms in terms of quantity. This is length, this is diameter, which is in figure 3.5, 4.5, 45, whatever. That was in quantity. But here we are dealing with person, your personal life, then you are dealing with emotions and feelings and all that. So we have to measure in terms of qualitative parameters. So it is a qualitative measures. Right? Next. So you apply DMA concept in your personal life situations. Clear? How to apply this? Okay. So first, so next is you have to define your problem. You go for self introspection, right? You keep yourself aside. You talk with yourself, and you find out. See, nobody is perfect, right? But only those one who want to make them perfect can do something, right? Say for example, this is not true for all, but simple. This is my problem. Say for example, I become right. This is not right problem, but see, anybody can relate. Like I became aggressive, alone, overconscious, and short-tempered. I have observed myself in like since last 6 months, and this is the problem, right? You have to introspect yourself and you have to find out the problem in yours, right? So what is your problem? See, here I can't define, say I am 30% aggressive, 40% alone. See, this is quantitative measurement. This you can't apply. Here it is qualitative. So I become aggressive, alone, over curious, and short tempered. This is my problem. Okay, next. So measure, find out the actual problem. So what is my social life? How I'm reacting with my family and friends, right? I will observe. I am collecting the data. I am collecting the data. You just relate the M phase of manufacturing. I am collecting the data bolt, right? Bolt, diameter. Here same. I'm checking my social life. I'm checking my educational life. See, this is for you as a student, but when you are adult, right, you are having family, right, then you relate, so many lives are there. Okay, then educational life, you relate with your result. What is decrement in my result? Then I will relate my spiritual life in terms of mental peace, right? How calm I am, how I have lost my control on calm, right? Then my economical status. If you're earning, right? So what is my economical status? So for this, you collect the data from all these quadrat of a circle, right? And then you move further. Next is A. Sorry, okay. In M, now what you can do is you just give rank, qualitative. Say in my social life, I'm this much of positive. In my social life, this much of negative. So you give a rank, plus, double plus, triple plus, or slake like scale 3, 4, 5, 6 likewise. These are totally arbitrary selected scale. Right? As on your own, you have to choose the scale. Positivity, everyday positivity, but negativity, okay, if you have a negativity, you just go for minus, double minus, triple minus, likewise. So you assign the rank, right, for all the social, economical, and spiritual life, and etc. Clear? Next. Now analyze. Final actual cause. What would be the cause? What are the reasons? So we have to analyze ourselves, our reasons. First is most important. Are you a social media addict? Clear? We have to identify. Or am I a smoker? This would be a, side effect. Or I'm in bad company. The bad, bad friends. Podcast. What would be the subsequent steps if you're bad company? Or sitting, no exercise, the sitting life, just enjoying on sofa, TV, and just eating, nothing else. Clear? So I have to analyze, right? This is this is just looking the pictures, you just comic, but see, this is a real case. If you are aware about your career now in semester last years of PharmD or in BPharm or in masters, or you are supposed to join a new career in MPharm. Clear? So you have to very much clear about what will be the actual cause. These four cause which I have selected, but that maybe from other cause would be from your side, right? Few more I have not quoted here, but there would be some XYZ reasons. Clear? So I have to analyze, and then next I will go for improve. I have to change. I have to adopt some strategy in my life, right? What you can employ tips in routine life. That is, do exercise and meditation. E-fasting. E-fasting would be there in 1 month. Once in a month, right? E-fasting means not taking, like you are taking Shravan Mas and all that, but one day you go for, you just don't use e-gazettes, or limited or restricted social media use. Stop smoking, drinking. See, this is too high, right? I'm not. I'm saying, say no, nobody of you from my students, right? But just for generic version, right? Have a good company, link with spiritual mentor, spare time with nature, keep positive attitude. So this is the strategy which you impose in your routine life that would improve, right? Keep for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Next. And you go for control. You just check it, right? Right? What is my, now give a rank: social life, educational life, spiritual life, economical life, right? And whether would be in under control, right? You can see this is a qualitative, only and only you can feel. Nobody can, other can measure. Yeah, okay. In family members and friends can definitely measure, right? When you are angry, right? But the major measurement in your hand, you have to qualitatively measure yourself. Clear? So you control when situation is under control, right? The next is, so the person I can generate myself a person with quality, right? If everything would be in control, if I will adopt DMIC in manufacturing process, I damn sure that I am defective, I'm preparing defect free pieces. Similarly here, if you apply this DMIC principles in your routine life, I damn sure you will create yourself a person with quality. Quality you have to define. What is quality? You have to define for you people. Tablet hardness this, tablet is this. This is my TT time. This is a fixed qualitative, but quality would be differ in all of you 250 delegates, right? The next is, so we'll go for some conclusive remarks. So if I would conclude in a nutshell, what Six Sigma is, it is a methodology to be adopted by company for better quality of their product. Simple, nothing. It is a policy, it is a methodology which need to be adopted. It is not a single time efforts, but it is a continuous approach, right? You have to continuously, you have to be keep in mind, you have to be tagged with Six Sigma. Most of companies nowadays are imposing Six Sigma concepts in business like Wipro, Microsoft, Motorola, and many pharma companies, right? Let's are not limited to this, but so there are so many companies which are employing Six Sigma concept. It is a prestigious feather for any company, for any organizations. See, organizations still I talk about only manufacturing, but still you can go for any services. The hotel company are also using hotels are also using Six Sigma concept. In any organizations, if you are finding defects, you can apply Six Sigma. So it is a prestigious features for any company like ISO or GMP certifications. If you say your company is Six Sigma following certified company, then the prestige will be increased, improved. It can be applied qualitatively for our personal goal, even our personal life, for our personal satisfaction. Clear? So that was a conclusive remark. Okay, next I would like to quote, quality is built up. It is not inherent, right? And case may be product or person. Case may be product or person. So and I think so this you you have really enjoyed, and what is my self for this presentation is, I think 1%, right? 1% from you people, you just employ this Six Sigma concept in your routine life, you will definitely change. Say whatever the change, 10, 20, 30, because this is my already experience. This what I have explored in my life also, right? Whenever you have problem, just keep right on sheet, you make a design, CPM, you analyze, you improve, you definitely find some reasons which are negative signs, you just omit, you will be in control, right? So hope you will be having a tendency on, I think so I have ignited you for employing these Six Sigmas. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, all listeners and all my colleagues.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful presentation. I'll request Deshpande sir to say a few words. I'll request Deshpande sir to say a few words. I think, sir, there must be problems with connection.
Any questions you can quote right now, or you can personally meet me, right, for Six Sigma concept. Any questions right now?
ના સર, but it is wonderful presentation. બહુ મજા આવી અમને સાંભળીને.
Thank you, ma'am. From student side, any questions, or just feel
So in case you don't have any questions, I'll thank Puneet sir for doing such a wonderful presentation. It was really very informative. And as we are going on for
I think
manufacturing,
one raise handing is there.
okay,
મેડમ
okay.
સર હા સરનો રેઝ હેન્ડ છે.
Sir,
Deshpande sir,
હા
I think
મેડમ
he
પરમિશન
is.
આપો તો પ્રશ્ન પૂછું એક.
સર તમને કેટલી વાર બોલાયા हमने हमने आपको
અરે પણ મારે
बुलाया
પેરેલલ
बहुत
પેલું
बार.
ચાલે છે, ઓરિએન્ટેશન પણ ચાલુ છે.
Okay, okay, please go ahead sir, please go ahead.
એક સાથે જુઓ, આ પણ ચાલુ છે અત્યારે. ઓરિએન્ટેશન માં છું ને આમાં એક એક કાનમાં આ મૂક્યું છે ને એક કાનમાં પેલું મૂક્યું છે.
બરાબર.
એટલે બંને વસ્તુ તો હવે બંને વસ્તુ મારા કામની છે.
હા હા
એટલે
બરાબર
અમુક
છે.
લેક્ચર ભર્યા મેં. પુનિત સર,
હા હા.
Yes, sir.
વચ્ચેથી મેં જોઈન કર્યા. one of the question that you had mentioned about the ranking, about the
Yes.
economic and spiritual and social.
Yes, sir.
એ ranking કઈ રીતે આપવું? Because it is always related to the comparative.
Yes, sir.
પોતાને જે છે એના સાથે ઇન્ડિવિજ્યુઅલ મૂકવા. સમજો હું કહું, if I have to say about myself,
Yes, sir.
economic stability છે કે નહીં,
Yes, sir.
કમ્પેર
Sir,
કેવી રીતે
actually,
કરું?
yes,
એટલું
sir.
કમ્પેર
Yes, sir.
કરવાનું જ ના હોય વસ્તુ આમાં.
Yes, sir. See, sir, actually, this is the part.
એક જ મિનિટ. અમુક જે ઘણી વખત યુટ્યુબમાં હું જોઉં છું, મને ક્યારેક ક્યારેક જોઉં છું, અંદર ક્યાંક અત્યારે એવું હતું કે ઇફ યુ હેવ બેંક બેલેન્સ 5 મંથની સેલેરી તમારી જોડે હોય, હવે એ પણ ઇન્ડિવિજ્યુઅલ જાય, પાછું તમારો એક્સપેન્સનું જેટલું છે એનો 5 ટાઈમ સેલેરી બેંકમાં હોય, અને ફિફ્થ 5 years સુધીનો તમારે એટલે એફડી હોય, તો તમે કે સ્ટેબલ કેવા? આવું કંઈક ઇક્વેશન ખરું? કારણ કે આપણે જે રીતે કોવિડના કન્ડિશનમાં કે એવા જે અનવોન્ટેડ કન્ડિશન છે, વી નેવર નો ઇટ. એટલે કેવી રીતે ઇવેલ્યુએશન કર્યું કે ક્યાં કેવું
Yes,
છે
sir.
ખરું
Yes, sir.
લેવલ?
Yes, sir. Looking to technical point of view, I will explain. I will also explain my philosophical. First, I will explain my philosophy. See, actually, this is based on your satisfaction. You have to identify because there is no satisfaction. You know, in Gujarati language, that is there. Say when Ravan was killed or dead, Ravan જ્યારે expire થયા, right? ત્યારે at that times એના 10 કામ્સ બાકી રહી ગયા હતા. Clear? There is no any limit on your work, your satisfaction. You have to identify where you are satisfied, and accordingly you have to make your circle. And say for example, I am earning 5 lakhs per month or 5,000. People are enjoying their life. I'm seeing when in the building which is nowadays in Gandhinagar, in New Gandhinagar, people who are coming from Godhra and they are taking 5,500 rupees per per day, and it's a 10 hours of totally working majuri કહી શકાય, right? So still they are enjoying their life. And those person who is sitting in AC room, right, and taking dry foods in breakfast and etc, still he is not satisfying. So satisfaction is based on our own uh, approach, our own mentality. We have to define our satisfaction accordingly. Says social life, how social I am. So if I am not touching with my friends, there is 1 minus. If I am not touching with my family members, it is 2 minus. If I am not touching with my real family members, who are, if you are living in nuclear family, it is 3 minus, 4 minus. But you are enjoying the social life, then you can go for plus plus plus. Likewise, so spiritual, likewise financially you can. So see, this is, if you go for philosophical qualitative, we can give rank. Now in QPD, see, I'm technically, if we go for technical point of view, we have to give rank in such qualitative parameters that is given by QPD parts are there. We know very well in pharmaceutics, when we are enjoying, say for example, if we have a tablet, but the color appearance, how to define color? In quantitative, color cannot be defined, but you have to qualitative, plus 2 plus 3 plus. So based on acceptance of color appearance, you can give plus 2 plus 3 plus, likewise. I think this would be the my answer. I think, sir, any more question?
થેન્ક યુ, થેન્ક યુ.
Anybody else has any question? So if there are no questions, I'll thank the speaker for giving such a wonderful presentation. In early times of manufacturing, we started with design, trial and error method. Then we went on to one factor at a time. Then we went on to design of experiments. Later, which it was followed by quality by design. Now we are moving to Six Sigma, and people are talking about design thinking. So this has happened in just 50 years. So coming generations will have to bear the burden of producing everything good every time. So you have to do things right at the first time. This is what we are trying to tell you. So best of luck to all of you. The presentation that Puneet sir has done today, try to understand it, try to follow it. It will be really helpful to you in coming days. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Puneet. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.